Well, actually, I actually enjoyed hearing how people lives manifested or applied or manifested the different principles in different ways in the way that people see it. So it gave me more ideas about how to apply it. It was actually it's always helpful to hear what other people their other points of view and other experiences. So that was really helpful. And yeah, and it was good to see everybody again. So that was it's what Kim said about the orchestra. I used to play the classical violin for 20 years, and that resonated. And also, I've just joined a chorus where there isn't the level of connection that she was talking about, because they're all Catalan and I'm not, so I'm sort of the odd person out, and we're singing in Catalan, and it's like, so it's not quite in the right relationship for me, but it's still it's interesting to hear what she said versus what I'm experiencing. But anyway, it's interesting to hear the different perspectives and life experiences that are different and how they apply different aspects of what we learned.
Indeed, thank you. I'm going to go one by one on my screen. Katie, would you like to give your 1 minute reflection?
Sure, yeah. I think the thing for me is last year I got very worried that so many people I knew in this sort of sector or thinking in this space were sort of dropping out because they were just like the weight that we talked about that John's got behind him was too great. And so I like that me and other people and Dorothea, who I know you were sort of going through a bit of a transition, Kim was, it's just like, I think that idea that we can empower people to just do what they can and come to the table and bring their energy, whatever they can do, because, you know, everyone just doing their bit and feeling like they're still at the table trying to make the change or to demonstrate that change and just a different way of working and living is sort of okay, and that people can kind of then join with that positive energy. Because having spent a lot of time on sort of negative energy and trying to be against stuff and that sort of thing, it's just cool. And I think it's definitely a way that we need to keep the kind of snowball rolling with our whole movement and industry, is to sort of just don't let people drop out, you know, come and bring what you can bring.
Love that, thank you. I loved how you used the word freedom earlier on, and it's about being free as we do this too. Thank you. Dorothea.
Listening to Katie just in the last minute, I maybe have an idea for you, John, about how to distract the finance algorithm. And I think we are a living example, because I think that building a life values-based network algorithm, I mean, we are currently building a life values-based algorithm. And I think, I mean, this is actually what Andros was very much about, you know, connecting on the level of values, and none of us was thinking about money, but we were all thinking about something else, and money is then an enabler. And I think the stronger this network becomes, you know, the weaker the financial algorithm will become, because people will feel that money and this finance stuff, it doesn't make you satisfied. It doesn't really feed you. It's something different. So I think we are actually starting to destroy it. And not only we, but I think the trick will be to connect to so many other people. And I really loved what Bess was saying, because I'm convinced that there are many, many people in the world who are already living the regenerative principles without knowing it. But in the moment that you become conscious about it, then you can also talk about it. So, well, I'm really happy to be part of this group, and I give you all a big hug.
Well received. Thank you, Dorothea. Thanos.
I think that connect again was the biggest, let's say, things a day for me. And as long as this financialization of this system goes, for me as well, it is how do we, let's say, think beyond that? Because we have, sometimes I think that we try to put our ideas into finance and it doesn't do the opposite. Like, it's like we try to financialize everything. So following a little bit what Dorothy said, I think that thinking about enterprises nowadays, you have to finance is not the biggest part of it. It is a part, but still has to stay where it belongs. Not like being like the primary end goal and what I heard in this. Uh, cannot really be what we are trying and the way that we articulate our ideas as well. It cannot happen only with this, let's say, indexes. That is my, let's say, in how to find different also ways of expressing ideas about evolution and doing things. Well, yeah, it's great to connect and hear everybody's, let's say, viewpoint today as well.
Very inspiring indeed. Thank you, Danos. Bob.
Super nice to hear. Really resonate with what we said, Dorothea. That we are actually currently creating this world, and it's a very nice vision and nice idea and nice group and movement to be part of. I think feels like not only resisting a world that is not in right relationship with us, but also as creating a community of like-minded people is trying to spread a different message into the world. And it's a life purpose in this, actually. Not only in our businesses, not only in our friendships, relationships, but it's everything we do. Yeah, it's a bit cliche, but Dante said, "Be the change you want to see in the world," and I think that's what we're all trying to do at our level. And yes, it's small. Yes, it's just a start. Not just with our little Andros Cohort, change the world one boat ride at a time. But but still, it's a start. It's a start, and I think it's a very enthusiastic start. And I'm super happy to be on this journey with all of you, and I will to spread the energy we have as a group in my everyday life.
Thank you so much. Dimitrios, I would love to invite you. We haven't heard from you today, I'm afraid, yet. And do you have a 1-minute reflection before John shares his thoughts and closes us?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm so happy to see all of you again. And I was looking at the videos a couple of days ago, like in the interviews and all that. And I remember all the days. And it was like being back there again. It was wonderful. So it's great to see you live and with all these new fresh ideas and new developments. And I'm very, very happy for all the ideas. And I feel like it was a very big success what we've managed to put together. So, getting all these reflections and, you showing up and today and all that stuff and looking forward to the next one as well. Just a small thing for me, like everyone did, like, as you saw, like I left the island of Andros now, and I was focusing now on a ship called the Andros, that now we're doing like this hydroponic farming, and tomorrow actually have a call with a British Indian guy that we're trying to develop a meditation system for the people on board the ships, so how we can adapt that to their context and environment. So now I'm using the UOG Andros, that oil tanker, as a testing ground for other regenerative stuff on a polluting industry. So there's hope there, I guess, as well. They're gonna be anchored in Beira in Mozambique for the next 40 days. So it gives me a lot of time to play with them a little bit and and take their time. So yeah, this my news from what we've done last time. So we put Starlink, we've improved the internet, we've improved some workflow on the ship. We put the aqua farm that now they have the first harvest, and now we're tackling some meditation and personal contact and resilient stuff of the individual. So that's what I'm doing from my side.
Bravo. Fantastic. Thank you. John, loved your reflections, and if you share whatever you want to share before we close.
Well, I guess I have just a couple of thoughts. One, just to again really express my gratitude and respect for you, Katie, and Dimitris for organizing this. Takes courage to try stuff that's new and invite people to a party and not know whether they're going to show up and put yourselves out personally and financially into the unknown. So really, really grateful for that, and very grateful for everyone showing up to the dinner party. And it's been a great experience for me. And I have just one sort of reflection on hearing you all talk about the 8 principles. Is just to remember that these aren't like, all this really is a way to recognize how life works. And so the decision about whether to use them or not use them is not a decision about whether they're good or bad or whether you like them or you don't like them. What we're really deciding is, do we want to participate in the process of how life works? And that's a choice we humans have to make. And the choice we've made for the last 300 years is to say we're apart from life and above life, and nature is here to serve us. And so, it is, there's nothing personal about this for me. It's completely just one person's sketch of what a tree looks like. And we can decide whether a tree is something we're a part of, or a tree is something that is here to provide us firewood. And I just find in, the darker things get, and they are getting darker, this hope that that is staring us right in the eyes, and participate in this creative, intelligent process we call life is going to catch on like a virus. And I put in the to the point about, I can't remember who said how we're all experiencing, one of you in your reflection just said we're all experiencing this together. I think it was you, Dorothy, right? That this is the answer to how to delegitimize the finance algorithm. That's very much our hope and vision for what we're calling the With Life community. And so if you're not yet a member of that, anyone who's taken one of my courses automatically becomes part of that. But it's 2,000 people now from 80 countries. And so you're whatever, 6 of 2,000. And our vision is that it's going to 2 million, and that everyone will find this camaraderie within that community, because it's the place people go when they want to work in alignment with how life works. And it's where they'll go to learn, it's where they'll go to collaborate with people, it's where they'll go to meet people to start new ventures like Dimitris and Katie have done. And there's lots of cool initiatives happening, bubbling up out of that. And it's, 2 years young. So my hope is that you all can participate in that and lead that and help us figure out how to make that community great. The branding isn't right yet. There's a lot. It's the 1.0 version just rolled out of the garage. So be patient with it. But bring your ideas and support.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Yeah, I just love the articulation. And I think it's something Demetria said to me right in the beginning when we met in your course was just provides a framework for the narrative. And that was so it for me. And it continues to be more and more it for me is to having a way to articulate, as you put it so beautifully, this creative intelligent process that we call life. I mean, I couldn't come up with this. And then when we're all intuitive about it, it's like you need to be very clear and very eloquent, as Beth knows very well, of how we're expressing any kind of change that we want to see. And I just find the work that you've given to us a really helpful, simple way to do it. And for me, being in Andros really enabled me to realize that clarity that it provides of seeing and of what is missing. And yes, we're not to call them favorites, oops, but actually all of them together is just, it is a way to break it down into what is otherwise obvious. So I just want to thank you for that. I want to thank John for being the inspiration, for us being able to bring together all of you, and 110% for you all showing up, both on the island and for those of you who could make it here today. And I really feel that we're going to continue our journey together. And this is the first of two that were included as part of this experience. And if everyone is still happy, we'd love to still do the second and perhaps go a bit more into some of these work situations, these examples that you've shared today. Where are the sticky points? And for us to really dig in to think about how we see and articulate this with the people we're working with, engaging with, and to share back how you maybe feel like in 3 months' time there has been a bit of influence from that narrative and your articulation of it through your own lens. So I think that would be my request for us all to take away with. And we'll convene back in 2 or 3 months. And I really, really look forward to more of these discussions. So thank you. We'll share the With Life community links. Wish you all a beautiful weekend when it comes. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Nice seeing everyone.
Good to see everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No one's want to sign out. I love it. Stay longer.
We don't even have good music.
I wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah, Beth.
Two more things.
Bob, can you please can you please mute, because it's very loud at your side.
I just want to say, first of all, I would have liked to hear Katie. I would have liked to hear what's happened for you. We didn't get to hear, and I'm glad that Demetrius at the end got it in, because I was thinking, oh, I want to hear everybody. So that was one thing. The other thing is what Thanos said. About the different perspective and what John just said. It's basically being aware of what the framework is what Katie said too about the framework. So now we have a framework that makes us aware, so we can step back and have a perspective that notices, right? If you're not aware, you can't be at choice without awareness. And what this does, I think, is it makes us aware of the framework, which allows us to be at choice about how we want to act, and also notice how others are acting, and then see what we can do to make things to integrate and live life in a holistic isn't really the word, but basically it is in a holistic way. So I think that's what came to mind when you were all talking.
Thank
So
you.
let's hear from Katie. What has he done?
No, why are we all still here? I have to screenshot the chat so I can send it to everyone. And thank you all. I love it. Well, I'll try to be quick. I'm really noticing everywhere. I think for me, it's the noticing. And Andros helped me to do that in a way beyond what I hoped it would gift to me and to all of us. So I'm noticing. I am really trying to think about how I integrate this narrative and the framework into the work that I'm doing. I have another test of that next week that, with huge gratitude, John is stepping into again. just as it will be very brief, but yeah, I really want to see how we can bring this in a very obvious way to finance. And again, the challenge for me has always felt like it needs to be a narrative that it bridges how we all see things with the way that is being discussed. So this mainline system, we have to find a way to bridge it, right? So it's not a part and they don't see it as a part and not even step into the space. So we're stepping into their space. So how do we gently bridge using the narrative that translates the principles? And we had this discussion over dinner, over the birthday dinner. You weren't there, John, actually, but about the fact that the framework is there. There's a title on the top of each of the cards we have that's been defined, but actually it's very free and open for translation into whichever context you are in. And that is how I've always seen it. And how do we translate the meaning into whichever context is the context of the person you want to start to seeing it in a new way as well. So that is my work to some degree. And so that is what I'm trying to play with next week with a group of finance people in Switzerland. And it is also what I want to do to take away over the holidays and really make sure I'm integrating this framework around all of the different pieces that my Interconnected is doing with organizations, and that we never really have an interaction that doesn't have this narrative showing up in some way. So that is my goal, and I do need another 3 months to continue on that, actually the rest of my life, but that will be what I will sort of share more about next time. And I didn't, I'm the least important. I just, such a gift to hear all these incredible, the reality of it for all of you too. So thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Right.
Okay.
Good. I've got my screenshots now. Would wish you all a beautiful weekend. John, you have your Friday ahead of you. Thank you for starting so early. See you later.
Bye.
Great to be with you all. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.